Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
And Big Boy Sama here, bringing you the battle of the tragic backstories. Asta vs Naruto.
So in one of our other videos, it didn't actually make the final cut, but Big Boy Sama was saying that he felt like Asta had a really rough childhood, and I was saying, you know, Naruto had a really rough one, and we were sort of arguing it out. So we thought we would make a video especially for you guys to talk about the two of them and how they differ and which one really does have it worse. So let's start with the upbringing of the two.
So obviously Asta had it worse in it. Look, he's in a whole world where magic is everything. Magic runs like water. Magic is just like breathing. And he's the only person on the entire planet that has zero magic. Constantly being insulted, constantly being ostracized. Even his friends pick on him. The people that are supposed to be down for him look down on him. Imagine living in a world like that. You're the only outcast. You, by yourself.
Okay, but he's not the only person without magic, actually. We found out in further episodes that people were having experiments done on them and their magic was being removed from their bodies. So Asta was not actually the only person with no magic.
Okay, let me rephrase
and on top of that...
No, because like you can't be doing that.
No, you said...
These guys had magic and then they got magic taken away. It's like, Asta was born with zero. He had zero magic from birth, from birth. He had it for his whole life. From birth.
Actually, maybe he still had a little bit of magic when he was born, because afterwards we found out that his mom sucked like all the life out of everything. So after she had him, she had to quickly drop him off. And since he was alive, maybe he still did actually have some magic. Maybe he was born with a bit. You don't know that for sure. But
you're actually reaching here. You are clutching at the most short hair straws.
Okay, fine. I want to say with Naruto, right, every single person hated him. Asta, on the other hand, actually had people around him that really loved and cared for him, even though, you know, he didn't have magic and he was clowned a little bit. People hated him. People told their kids, don't even talk to that boy over there. He spent his entire childhood alone. He lived in a house by himself. No one took care of him. Asta had people to take care of him.
Naruto was the son of the fourth Hokage.
He didn't even know that.
His mother was also a very powerful steel mage who's a marquee ninja.
He also didn't know that.
Chakra for days in a world where chakra was the root of your strength.
He couldn't even do the simplest jutsu.
And then he did an S-rank jutsu after.
That's afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Asta's really OP as well. Like, what are you talking about?
After years of training, this guy ended up doing it in one day of training.
It wasn't just one day of training. He was trying to do his test over and over and over again.
6 hours of training.
He also had it tough, man. Okay, so who?
Look.
So where are we saying? Who are we saying then?
Asta had the worst upbringing, bro.
I say Naruto had the worst upbringing. No one gave a crap about him.
Yeah,
he had to eat noodles all the time.
But he ate though, didn't he? He had somewhere to live though, didn't he?
Nah, he had like no love growing up. Zero love. Asta had
all the
loads
attention,
of love.
didn't he? Everyone was
bad attention, nigga. Okay, all right.
You're working social media, fam.
Okay, so for upbringing,
Asta wins, innit?
No, okay,
Asta wins,
all right. So for upbringing, Big Boy Sama is saying that Asta had it worse. I think Naruto had it worse. So we are on differing points on that one. So how about powering up? Their journey on powering up.
Up until what point? Because like, you know, Naruto's finished.
Well, we're doing upbringing, so we've got to do it as them being children. So we're not talking about Naruto being like Hokage or anything.
Pre-Shippuden,
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, Asta had to teach himself how to deal in a world full of magic in it. So he made his body fit. He found a sword master. He learned how to use a sword. And then, you know, the rest, as they say, is history in it. That was his powering up. He was the definition of what my guy says in Naruto. Be better today than you were yesterday, innit? Asta is that guy. And he never let up. Every single day, training. I mean, he was a better Naruto than Naruto.
In all honesty, I've got no fight for this one. It's really obvious because I feel like along the way, Naruto had a lot of help. He had a lot of people that he could look up to and a lot of people that helped train him to do certain things, whereas Asta really didn't have anybody. because he had no magic, everyone just thought, you know, you're basically a failure. There's no point trying. And he trained his whole body, and there's no competition here. It has to be Asta. He had it harder because he had to do it himself.
Yeah, him by himself.
He had a tiny bit of help, but really not really anything.
While saving other guys who have magic as well, by the way.
Yeah.
That's just that Donnie fam.
Okay, so what about parental background?
Oh God. What parental background on either of them?
So yeah, so for both of them, they don't have anyone. They're both basically orphans, and it's messed up because neither of them knew anything about their actual family members.
Like, we still don't know who Asta's daddy is.
Well, yeah. No, in terms of who had it worse, in terms of like their parents.
Okay,
I feel like it's kind of Naruto.
I agree. I know I'm on Asta's side here, but like, Naruto wins this one.
The reason why is because, again, although both of them didn't have any parents, Asta actually had surrogate parents. Yes, he was in an orphanage, but it was such a loving space, and he did have people that were looking out for him. Whereas on Naruto's side, both of his parents died, and they did all this stuff for the Leaf Village, and everybody like acted like it didn't even happen and didn't even tell him about his parents. Whereas at least with Asta, they didn't know who his parents were, but they used his name because it was embroidered onto his clothing. So there was more care there about like his parents and their origin. Whereas with Naruto, they just did his whole family dirty, man. The Leaf Village sucks.
I mean, he did have Ichiraku Ramen.
Stop it.
No.
Come on now.
And then Iruka Sensei, and then Jiraiya, and then Kakashi.
Yeah, that is true, but that's later in life. Asta was raised from a baby all the way until now with a loving parent figure.
I'll give you that.
Naruto didn't have that.
I can agree that Naruto had the worst parental guidance.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to societal views, and that is how everybody looks at these two, like as they were growing up.
I think Asta wins this one, right?
Is that what you're saying?
Asta wins this. Look. Asta is got no magic. Then when he gets magic, he's seen as a demon. There is no love here. He's part of the Black Bulls. I mean, like, if you're gonna do it, if you want to talk about society looking at you, this is not the way you want to grow up if you want a good favor with society. I mean, the Black Bull's second in command is a demon master. Like, you get what I mean? He is that guy that has just landed in the wrong side of society's views. Also, he's also not afraid to make the nobility scared with the fact that he can erase magic. Asta is a pariah, really. He's one step away from getting shackled up and sent to jail. Oh wait, they did that.
Okay, for this one, I think this one's a tough one because they both have it pretty rough on this one. Like I already mentioned, everybody hated the crap out of Naruto, and even though he saved them so many times, it took so long before he was even accepted. Like, how are you saving people on a daily and they're still like, don't know about you still? I don't understand it. It's a bit rough. But then of course in Asta society, they really look down on the poor. Asta's poor. They look down on people who have low magic ability. Asta has none. They hate demons for obvious reasons. Asta has like demon sword and everything, and he kind of is a bit like a hybrid. And then of course he's in the Black Bulls. It's just hard. And again, Asta is powering through, saving people over and over again, and there's still people that look down on him because of his position. Ooh, I feel like I'm on the fence.
No. Before you're on the fence, yeah. Watch this. Let me use a technicality to pull you over to the Asta side. Watch this. Remember that filler episode of Naruto where there was this girl who erased everyone's memories when they tried to be friends with Naruto and still left Naruto by himself at the end of it? It technically means that he could have had friends, but they chose not to. Asta had no choices, yeah.
There isn't a comparable episode.
But it's both shows, right? And that is part of his upbringing. Could have had friends, but they chose not to afterwards for some reason. Just saying. The Leaf Village sucks.
The Leaf Village is the worst village out of all of them.
I'm choosing Asta on this one though. I mean, Naruto got money every week and he got somewhere to stay. But
he hardly got any money because he was always counting his coins. Yeah, like, who gives a small child buy him some groceries, bring him meals. Why can't you? You're an actual Hokage. Why can't you, when you're making your big meals in bulk, drop him off some meals, man?
Ichiraku Ramen got him rapping, bro. I'm just saying.
Like,
I mean, you'd go to Ichiraku Ramen as well.
But okay, how was he surviving when he was younger? Seriously.
Someone looked after him.
Who? There was nobody.
He wasn't eating air and he got milk from somewhere. Come on. The answer is Asta, clearly.
I'm gonna say I'm on the fence on this one. Okay. I'm not sure.
I go on the fence, man. And now it's a bloody precedent. I thought you were better than me, Ruka.
Okay then. I'm gonna say Naruto.
What?
It's on a technicality, and it's because Naruto was so hated by everyone, and he had no idea why. He actually didn't know why he was hated at first. He didn't even know about the Nine-Tailed Fox or anything at first. So at least Asta knows like where it's coming from. Because
he knows that he has no magic.
And also, where Asta had a bunch of people that cared about him, he was kind of in a bubble almost, because at first, before he had to go get his grimoire, he was always in his own village with all of the orphans who loved him. Whereas with Naruto, he had a completely opposite. So he didn't know why he was hated, and everybody hated him and no one was around him. So I'm gonna say because of that Naruto had it harder.
But Asta didn't know why he didn't have magic either. Like,
yeah, he didn't know why he didn't have magic, but he knew that there was a multitude of reasons why people wouldn't like him. Okay. And also, he wasn't on his own being unliked. Even Yuno was unliked. Like, they were all unliked because they were poor, they were orphans, they were from the outside of the village, whereas with Naruto, it was just him against everyone. So I'm gonna say Naruto had it harder.
I mean, you can't throw Yuno in there though. Like, he was the king, the whole nation liked him. But okay, fine. All right, cool.
What? He didn't know about that. Yeah, we're talking about upbringing, their childhoods. You're just jumping ahead. All right. Stop jumping ahead in the story.
Okay. You picked wrong and I picked Asta. Sure. Cool.
Okay.
What's the next one?
So the last thing is, this is the section you wanted in there. You said love interest.
What? Wait. So we didn't say that I wanted any section beforehand, and now you want to follow.
I thought this one was important. It was.
No, but like, why are you telling the audience like
knowledge for everyone?
But I also picked that one and that one.
Which two did you pick?
I picked the parental thing.
I picked the parental background.
Okay.
You picked powering up.
Oh, but you didn't tell them that.
They know now, though, don't they? So, Big Boy Sam's love interest.
What? Look, I picked love interest. Look. Hear me out. Upbringing. Both of these guys loved people when they were little. They might not be with them now, but they loved people while they were little. Naruto loves Sakura, and Asta loved sister Lily. So, I think I win here. Asta wins because she's a sister.
What?
And he had absolute zero chance. Naruto had that fake chance one time when Sakura came up and said, "You know what? I'm done with Sasuke. I'll take the Nine Tails." So, you get what I mean?
How did Asta have it harder? Okay, yes, he likes Sister Lily, but it's like a crush that a kid has on an adult.
What, even now?
It's not something that's truly going to happen. And on top of that, Asta gets more girls than anyone, and he, like, literally everybody loves the guy. All he has to do is blink. He's so loved. He can get any girl. He could have an orgy if he wanted to.
Wow, this
yes.
is a PG-13.
They would all say yes. They'd say, whose DM I on? I'm on yours. Okay, however, Naruto
gets all the girls too.
No, he
Every
doesn't.
single side story. The only girl we can't get is bloody Sakura.
No.
She is the only one. The only one. Every side story. There was even a priestess.
We're talking about upbringing too. Like, you stop jumping ahead in the story, Sam.
Alright, let's talk upbringing. Hinata loved him from day. Ino even made a little comment when he was a kid as well.
A little
10-10 also made a little allusion.
No, stop it! You're just reaching now. You're reaching.
I'm reaching.
You're reaching into the depths of hell.
4 different categories.
Nah, okay, listen.
Look,
okay, listen, wait. So Naruto, loved someone, and the reason why Sakura even liked Sasuke is because she thought that Naruto was Sasuke, because the things that Naruto said to her, she thought came from Sasuke. So basically he made the girl he loved fall in love with someone else. How messed up is that? Well, and then she did a double fake and pretended that she would be with him when she didn't even want him. Like, that was heartbreaking. Yeah, you're right. I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. You're right. I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He had it worse because Sakura's a B. Anyway, I think that Naruto had it harder because it was just way more tragic.
It's not. How's it tragic if you can't block yourself?
With Asta, his is like a childhood puppy love, like your first crush. And Asta's gonna end up with the girl he wants because he has so many options. Whereas Naruto just settled for the other one. And I like Hinata. I think Hinata was a way better pick. But I feel like he settled based on the way Naruto was made. I think that they should have done it a lot better in terms of like getting him to be with Hinata instead of just sort of throwing it in there.
Look,
it's long enough. It's a long enough series for you to do it properly.
Look, when you have 9 tails, you're gonna block yourself sometimes. And so obviously he cop blocked himself with Sakura. So that's not a tragedy, that's a mistake. Asta fell in love with Sister Lily and he can't have her. That is a tragedy.
It's puppy love. So you think Asta had it harder?
Yes, 100%.
I think Naruto had it harder. So you've basically said Asta had it harder for 4 out of the 5 categories.
Because it's
and
true.
I've said Naruto for 4 out of the 5 categories. So we cannot agree on this. So we need you guys to get in the comments and tell us who you think had the hardest childhood.
Yeah, literally. Let Ruka know that she's wrong in it, please. We got to know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Thank you so much for making it this far. If you did,
peace.